So the Met Gala has started up. Do you guys know what the Met Gala is? Because this is like not one of those rhetorical questions where I ask the chat. I have no clue what the Met Gala is. I feel like it's their sort of like Comic-Con or something. Is it like a dinner? It's a fashion event, I thought. It's some dumb party. I feel like it's just a party for rich people. It's like rich people Comic-Con. Have you seen what they fucking look like when they show up, dude? Listen, I don't know about the Met Gala. What I do know about is the Mets. All right, baby, let's go Mets. Let's go Mets. It's about the Mets. Just like any real New Yorker, I love the Mets. Let's go Mets, baby. This year, let's go Mets. Wait. But wait, okay, so wait, my bad. I got a little got a little wound up there. My New Yorker came back out again. So many people showed up. You said Billie Eilish showed up at the Met Gala. Wait, let me see. What did this chick look like? Oh, she came in like a 2-ton dress. She's so white. Oh no, my racism came out. We saw like Lil Nas X too. He came in like his crazy ass fucking Power Rangers costume. He came in as like the yellow Power Ranger, right? He's got like this crazy armor on or whatever. And that's interesting. I mean, that's cool, right? That's gay, bro. You are right. Many people are saying this. Many people are saying Lil Nas X is gay. With that being said, everyone's favorite Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez showed up. She was invited. Many people said that she paid to get in. She did not. She was invited for free to go to the Met Gala, where she had her dress that looked like this. It's a little dress. I don't know what this dress style is called, but you know, she's giving us a little peep. Where she's giving us a peek. It says tax the rich. Now, originally, when I saw this, I thought this said Chick-fil-A. I'm not going to lie to you. I've eaten at Chick-fil-A like 3 times in my entire life. But just when I just saw this originally, I was like, is she wearing a Chick-fil-A dress? Does AOC love Chick-fil-A that much? Apparently not. Okay? Apparently this is wrong. What do you mean, how? I want you to move back from your screen, squint a little bit. This shit looks like Chick-fil-A. Sorry, it does. You're lying to yourself if you don't believe so. And she put it out with this message, okay, when she went to the Met Gala. Once again, filled with rich people. And then with the dress, it said like, tax the rich on it, all right? She came with a little bag that also said tax the rich. Proud to work with Aurora James as a sustainably focused Black woman immigrant designer who went from starting her dream of Brother Villes at a flea market in Brooklyn to winning the CFDA against all odds, and then worked together to kick open the doors of the Met. And people didn't like it. And not just conservatives, because you would imagine those freaks to dislike it, but no, other people liked it. The Squirrel chimed in. We've actually reached it's actually totally cool and normal for our favorite socialist Yas Queen politician to go to exclusive opulent gatherings of elites because she's spreading class consciousness there, levels of derangement in the AOC cult fandom. All right, so bring it all back. Bring it all back a little bit, all right? We need to cut the seething. You need a napkin to clean up the frothing at the mouth. She was invited to go there. I think if you can hang out with some rich people sometimes, that's okay. Most of the rich people there are like actors and designers. It's not like CEOs and oil barons are there, unless you think like, I don't know, like Lil Nas X is like the forebearer of poor people's oppression or something. Like fucking what's his name? Jack Harlow and Lil Uzi Vert are the vanguard of the ruling class. Once again, these people don't really own businesses typically. These people aren't like the ruling class in which we know it. These guys aren't, in like a Marxian sense, they're not like business owners. They're not bourgeois. They're just kind of rich people, for one. And two, like going there and then saying like tax the rich. Fine. I think it's cool actually. Yeah, can you see Jeff Bezos would show up at the Met Gala with like a fucking Lex Luthor. You remember that image that he had of freaking Bezos where he had like the mechanical arms? You remember that? That's how he'd show up at the Met Gala. There you go. Look at him. This is how he would show up at the Met Gala. No, get out of here. Bezos is here, man. Literally super villain. Yeah, I'm telling you, look at him. Dude, someone take those things off of him before he gets any ideas, dude. Actually insane. We live in the worst timeline. This is the Dr. Octopus freaking origin story, man. It took years of practice to nail that supervillain laugh. Oh, definitely. Oh, 100%. 100%. Anytime like he heard like another story about an employee having to pee in a bottle because they didn't have enough time to use the bathroom and they didn't want to get fired, so they become like destitute and even more homeless than they already are since they sleep in their car. He hits them with a they want to unionize. Oh, what was that secretary? You're telling me they want to unionize? So yes, that's okay. So I think it's all right actually for her to go in there with the tax the rich dress. Actually, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. They're rich. Even if she's rich, still the taxes go up. She's fighting to raise taxes on rich people literally right now in Congress. I don't know what the problem is. It's gotten so bad that people have started to compare like AOC to Marie Antoinette and saying like they need to let them eat the cake, tax the rich, which is literally some of the dumbest shit I've seen in my entire life. And this person, and we've been seeing a lot of this as well. That's the capitalist realism memes. Well, as you see, because capitalist realism, saying tax the rich doesn't actually do anything. I highly, highly, highly doubt that any of these people have actually read capitalist realism in their entire life. Usually it means that there are no coherent alternatives to capitalism that's linked to capitalist realism. All right. Sure, tax the rich isn't like a revolutionary statement. You know that, right? Like taxing rich people doesn't. Oh, why did I play that? Taxing rich people does not like subvert rich people, really. It just raises their taxes. Most of them will be perfectly fine. Most of them don't really care that much, actually, with just raising their taxes. It's not like a revolutionary statement. This isn't like anti-capitalist, actually. No, AOC, I believe, has some anti-capitalist sentiments in her. Just taxing rich people isn't this. And that being said, like, well, Bernie doesn't walk around in like tax the rich suits or whatever. He's had some merch that's sold like this. He went around the country and like said things like this. When Bernie goes around and does like these sorts of like stunts, if we're gonna want to call them stunts, whatever, people don't get like all up in arms about it the same way people do about AOC. Now we can imagine why the guy doesn't get as much flack as the chick does, but you know, I'm not sure if some people are ready for that. I'm not sure if some people are ready for that talk just yet. But that being said, I think they both do just fine. And also, people are saying like AOC, this makes me so mad. I'm sorry. Every time people say stuff like this, they see her like any other progressive doing this, and they're like, the progressives, they're like going out and making speeches and talking on TV instead of passing policy. AOC wakes up every day with the tax the rich button next to her, and she could either press the tax the rich button, or she could press the buy dress from rich people button, and she always picks the rich people button and not the tax the rich button. AOC could have passed that policy 10 years ago, dude, but she decided not to. Even when AOC was like a bartender in the Bronx, she could have passed it, but she decided not to because she's bought and paid for, dude. Did you read the Wikipedia article for the capitalist realism? Did you read it? Because I read it, and that's basically I basically apply it to everyone I don't like. It's just kind of dumb. You know what I mean? Actually, people like AOC are working at this very moment to raise taxes on rich people. She's working at this very moment to pass policy like that. You remember that $3.5 trillion bill that's working through Congress? If you didn't know, that passed the House, and for a lot of reason, for the squad and other progressives fighting really hard for it. They're fighting for you, but they don't really care about that. They don't care about any of that, because if they're not working in the same way that they think that they are, or even if they're, because I know for a fucking fact that all these people are checked out of what's going on with the $3.5 trillion bill moving through Congress that's being held up by Cinema and Mansion right now. Like, none of them give a shit about that. None of them cared about the $15 minimum wage. None of them cared about any of that, because the progressives were fighting tooth and nail and very, very hard to get some of that stuff done. And a lot of the things that you were talking about, like healthcare, childcare, infrastructure, environmental protection, all of those things are in that $3.5 trillion bill that Bernie and the progressives passed, at least in the House. And so I don't know what more these people want, what they're actually looking. Well, I do. Here's what they actually want. They want a performance. Okay. That's what these people really care about. They don't care about like the action that they're trying to get done in Congress, because they pretend like they could do basically whatever, whenever, they could pass whatever. You hear them talk about this, right? You hear them talk about the progressives and like AOC specifically as the figurehead and the punching bag, as like she could basically do whatever, whenever. She could raise all the taxes on the rich people right now. She could like revert climate change with her bare hands right now. She could do all of that right now, but she decided to make this tweet instead, which is laughable because they've been doing a lot of work in Congress. If you haven't noticed, Congress is pretty deadlocked at the moment, and it has been ever since the election. They don't care about any of that work. They don't care about the work that they did to get things like the $15 minimum wage through, to get a lot of the policies and rules for the House that Nancy Pelosi and the other like top Democrats were trying to pass that would make it impossible for us to pass the $3.5 trillion bill originally. They didn't care about it. The whole reason why we're even able to comprehend this bill at the moment is because AOC and the squad and all the other progressives were working to make sure those rules that that Pelosi and other people wanted to put in place didn't get put in place. They did a great job on that. That's the only reason we're here today. But they don't care. They want a performance. They want a song and dance. They want something to tweet about that looks good, but they don't care about the actual policy that they're putting through. They don't care. All right. That's why they don't get mad. That's at like the people actually ruining a lot of progressive policy out there. They get mad at AOC for wearing this dress because they don't like the performance. That's what they cared about. And what they want is some performance of, sorry guys, I can't tweet because I'm just so busy in the trenches fighting the moderates to get all this stuff through. That's what they want. They want to see her like, sorry guys, I can't talk right now. I'm busy in an epic fight with the moderates and Nancy Pelosi, who let me tell you, is pretty stinky. Ain't that right, guys? And they're like, woo, she said Nancy Pelosi's stinky. Woo! That's my girl. Let's go. Yeah, they want the Giga Chad Vanguard party. They want to see, what they want is AOC to come up in like a Ushanka with a red star and a hammer and sickle, and then like read off the Communist Manifesto as a filibuster. Okay, that's what they want. And then like not do anything else, because they wouldn't care about anything else, because they wouldn't look into it. They don't care. They care about the shows, the theatrics. This is what they cover and not anything else. And that's why they're getting their panties in a twist about that, just this dress and nothing else, because that's what matters to them. Now, like back to this, okay? Because I got to show you like the creepiest shit that I've seen ever. I have to, when I found this, I had to show you this, because this is honestly wild. This is mind blowing, honestly. Yeah, they care about the aesthetics over the function. That's what they really, really care about, are all the aesthetics. And they just don't like it. And that's why they don't like her so much, because they don't like her aesthetics. If they looked at what they've been trying to do, they'd be like, yeah, AOC has made some stumbles, but she's doing like a good job for as far as like an elected official in the United States House can do. Because I think she's been doing fine on that front. This is why I don't take anything that these people say seriously, because look at the conspiracy dripping off of this, all right? For one moment. Look at the conspiracy. The designer for AOC's Tax the Rich dress is dating a dude worth $100 million who's a descendant from the Lehman Brothers. They're dabbing on all of us, y'all. Clown emoji. Okay, so let me break this down for you, because this is like stumbling across an anti-vax tweet. Is the levels of delusion coming from this, all right? This is like stemming from an anti-vax tweet. This is Aurora James, the person who designed AOC's dress. And Aurora James actually was invited to the Met Gala as well with her husband. Here's AOC with the Tax the Rich purse and her boyfriend. Okay, AOC's tiny. AOC's very short. AOC giga short, dude. I forgot about that. Just incredibly small woman. If you don't know who the Lehman Brothers are, Lehman Brothers were a group of people in 1845, if I remember correctly, who started the Lehman Brothers Bank. And so the Lehman Brothers Bank was the bank that was a major player in the subprime mortgage crisis of 2008. Okay, so here's the connection so far. AOC wore a dress made by a woman who's dating a guy related to the guys related to the subprime mortgage crisis. Okay, so that's where we are right now. Don't worry, it gets even deeper. And so here's this guy, all right? And apparently this is some like big bad awful dude, because I would imagine he wouldn't be bringing him up if he didn't believe that, like, I don't know, some like he's got evil in his blood or something. I need an Excel spreadsheet. Don't worry, it gets even deeper. We may need one in a second. So here's Bronfman, all right, born in 1982. And mind you, if I remember, like the last Lehman died in the Lehman who's like typically, you know, called to be responsible for like help fomenting the subprime mortgage crisis. I think he died in like 1982 or something along those lines. So what does he do? He's an entrepreneur and musician. He's a strategic advisor and principal investor in Algae Systems, a carbon capture project, an associate manager, managing director at Global Thermostat, a biofuel company. So this guy helps run a biofuel company. Yeah, this guy does kind of look like Jarvis. So he helps run like a musician and a biofuel company. And apparently this guy's like evil or something because he's dating the lady who made AOC's dress. And then he goes even further. He's a member of the Lehman family via his parental grandma. Okay, so AOC is dabbing on you because her dress designer's boyfriend's grandma was related to the guys who made the Lehman company, who is like was help ferment the subprime mortgage crisis. Okay, she's dabbing on you. Was this person Jew posting? It's probably the closest that you can get to Jew posting without officially Jew posting. What the fuck did I miss? We're going through an AOC conspiracy theory, all right? And it gets deeper because also his dad is also the half brother of a sex trafficker. AOC's bad because her dress designer's boyfriend's stepbrother was a sex offender. This is just incredible logic coming from the so-called progressives. Lehman Bros always win. Mwahaha. Yeah, this is deep dive lore, and she's dabbing on you. Okay, she's dabbing on you. She's dabbing on you. So I want to look into Aurora James a little bit, and she seemed literally fine. Now, AOC did say that she was an immigrant, and that's true. But they assumed that when she said immigrant, she meant from like, I don't know, Afghanistan or something. She is from Canada. Is she fine or is she fine? I never comment on women's appearances on stream. I would never do that. It's bad for business. She's from Canada, but her dad, she's the daughter of an immigrant. Her dad is from Ghana. He's Ghanaian. So that's cool, right? And her mom is from Guelph, Ontario. Kat, do you know where Guelph, Ontario is? Lil Nas looked like an anime character. Guelph. Why are you lolling? Why are you lamowing? It's near Toronto. Guelph. Wait, it's Guelph? Guelph sounds like a freaking automatopoeia out of like a Spider-Man comic, man. It's like a goofy name. What can I say? She also was a part of the 15% pledge, which is basically after the murder of George Floyd, she pioneered this like little pledge that basically said that pushed for big box stores to dedicate 15% of their stock to black-owned businesses. Okay, so it sounds cool. Sounds whatever. It's literally whatever. You're talking about Canada, the country that named an island dildo. Yeah, it named a place freaking dildo. And then isn't a province named like fucking Regina or something? Or is that a city? Regina in dildo?
Shark.
Come on now. Let's be serious. All right. Let's be serious. Canada, what are you doing? This is like JQ levels of like ideas, okay? It's like how those like weirdo 4chan Nazis call everyone who does anything in power Jewish because their like stepbrother's grandma is like from Poland and is half Jewish or something, and that's why they're Jewish. It's just incredible. There's also a town called Climax. That's in Canada. They know exactly what they're doing. They did it as a meme. They're memeing out there. This guy's worth 100 million. Okay. And this is ridiculous already to be like the dress designer's boyfriend is worth a lot of money. And then descendants of people from the 1840s. Everyone I don't like, if they're within like 15 degrees of connection to another person I don't like, that means they're evil, is the goofiest, dumbest stuff. It is the most amount of cope. You're huffing on copium. You have an addiction, okay? You need to go to like a Copium Anonymous meeting to wean yourself off of that shit. You need to seek professional help for that addiction that you have, because this is ridiculous. This is just an incredible amount of hate towards one woman for a little performance that you didn't like. You need to stop. You'll be okay. She's doing work. The other progressives are doing work, and taking a second to be invited to a party where you get to wear a tax the rich dress is not like an abdication of the revolution. I'm sorry, taxing rich people is not like the revolution. At the same time, you need to get a grip, man. You need to get a freaking grip, because you're losing yourself, and this is not a good look. AOC has a lot of haters. I think they're just like Ben Shapiro, and they just want her toes. I really think they see her in flip-flops, and they're like, oh my gosh, look at her piggly wigglies. My gosh, they're beautiful. That's what I think of anytime someone just spends all their time like shitting on AOC. I do think that they just want her toes.